So one of the ways that we start elevating and growing, transcending the levels of consciousness is, first of all, you have to be aware of your level of consciousness. So we did that ego exercise where you write down everything that your ego has ever said. The design of that exercise is to really shine the light of awareness on those smaller limiting parts of yourself. And then next, what you've got to do is, once you recognize, like, oh wow, yeah, I've got some inner dialogue that's not as supportive of my transcending in consciousness, the next thing you have to do is start practicing new ways of being. So these next couple of exercises are going to help you to actually just practice, just like a basketball player practices their shooting and a tennis player practices their swing. I'm a consciousness teacher, and I want you to go out and practice living inside of high consciousness attributes. So what that means is, I've given a list from consciousness research by Dr. David Hawkins, Dr. Bruce Schneider, Ken Wilber, and some other great consciousness teachers. And I distilled some of these high consciousness attributes. The work of this next section is to take on a high consciousness attribute and live every experience in that attribute for the next week. So what that means is, let's say you take on peaceful equanimity. That means that you're just in the flow of life, accepting life as it's coming to you, neither with the highs or the lows, the upsets, the stress, the frustration. You're just kind of taking life on its own terms. So you would do that when you're in the grocery store line, you would do that at work, you'd do that if you're out with your children, you'd do that if you're out playing your favorite sport or going for a run, and you would do that no matter what your external circumstances are. In the background, you are reminding yourself, I am living this week in peaceful equanimity. I have people do all kinds of practices, like put a timer on their watch, and every hour it can go off to remind you, I'm living in peaceful equanimity this week, I'm living in loving kindness this week, I'm living in patience this week. So you can put sticky notes up, you can put it in your schedule, you can set a timer on your iPhone or your smartphone to remind you every now and then. You can tell the people that you are most often with and have them remind you when perhaps they catch you having an experience that's not so high consciousness, so that you can reground and recenter yourself in that high consciousness attribute. Have fun with this week.